It's time for more Leon Kennedy craziness. But yeah, Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 is a very different game from the earlier Resident Evils. The thing is, I think people are a bit too rough on it, because I think people are rough on a lot of these games because, for whatever reason, it's popular today to... Oh yeah, here is... I forget his name.
Oh, man. Who are you?
Batman.
Oh, you must be the new guy. Leon.
It's my first day.
Sorry, but it looks like your party has been canceled. What happened?
What do you think?
About 2 months ago, there was this incident involving zombies in a mansion located in the outskirts of this city. Chris and the other STARS members discovered that Umbrella was behind everything. They risked their lives to reveal the truth, but no one believed them.
Yep, that's what happened in real life.
Not long after that, all this started to happen. Hang in there. Don't worry about me. Just rescue the survivors in the other rooms. Here, take this key card. You should be able to unlock the doors in the hall with this. Now go. But just go.
Fine, but I'm coming back for you. Just hold on.
And see, that is a very simple little scene there, but that can still rival modern games with its simplicity. And that's one of the things you gotta keep in mind. They were doing so much more in this game with so much less. Now, of course, I don't need to drag down, I don't need to say that Resident Evil 4 was crap. I don't need to say that Dead Space 1 and 2 were crap, because I still like Dead Space 1 and 2. But for whatever reason, when it comes to talking about classic games and then modern games, people like to just say, oh, this game is shit compared to this. In my opinion, Resident Evil 2 is good. Done. Finished. That's all I have to say. Resident Evil 2 is a good game. That's it. And that's really all you need to say. That's all you need to do. You don't need to say, oh, but compared to, like, if you compare Dead Space to Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2 is better. Not really, ladies and gentlemen. Dead Space 2 does a different thing than Resident Evil 2 does. Dead Space 1 does a different thing than Resident Evil 4 does. Does. So it's like, you don't need to disparage another game just because you want your game to seem better. I've never liked that concept where you have to say this game is shit because my game was better, or because this is a classic game. I still, despite having played these classic survival horrors and really enjoy them, I don't need to tear down the survival horrors that I initially played. Ah, there's the liquor. Okay, let's go grab that shotty. Let's see, where is it? There it be. There's my Serbu. This, of course, predates the Serbu being in existence. Although, you know what's funny? Okay, so, the United States, ladies and gentlemen, as you can imagine, I am a little bit patriotic. Just a little. And, of course, I have the barbecue guns and flags flying. And, yes, there actually is a giant-ass American flag flying outside. But, the U.S. government isn't something that is all that intelligent. Why, you may ask? Well, I shall tell thee, lads and laddies. Having a short-barreled shotgun, unless it's manufactured that way... You know how it goes to a cutscene here. The liquor's a very cool design. It's a very classic design. Dude, I'm not really into that, okay? I'm pretty sure Claire might be. Oh! Alright, now we could run past him, but we're going to blow him away. Because we are playing this on easy, so we can shoot him. And that was easy enough. But, once again, very cool introduction. And they don't just constantly spawn them at you, either. Okay, and we gotta find the spade key, but I don't know where the fuck that is. Well, I don't remember exactly where it is, but I do know that it is... I think it's through that other door. But anyway, where was I? But yeah, okay. You can buy a short-barreled shotgun if it's already manufactured that way. But if you were to cut down the barrel of a shotgun, you will go to jail. Or be killed. There was Ruby Ridge is an example from the 90s, where this guy cut a shotgun barrel down to like 18 inches. Now you can I think it's like 18.75 inches is the lowest legal limit, and he cut that down. The feds came after him, killed him, and they didn't kill him, but in the operation they ended up killing his wife and kid, and also his dog. So yeah. Brilliant, right? Justice was done there. He ended up being awarded a couple million by the federal government. So yeah. Now, if he'd had one manufactured that way, then nobody would have cared, because reasons. It's the same way with the TV show The Rifleman, where the guy had like a cut down, a sacrifice to the hellfire. I actually had a fan tell me how to find this in the live stream. We use the lighter there. Oh, he smokes cigarettes. That's terrible. Although I personally don't like cigarettes, the smell of cigarette smoke, but it's like, I'm not going to be like, you're an evil, terrible person for doing it. But yeah, you know, it's like, there's a TV show called The Rifleman. I have not seen that in years, actually. I think it used to come on like, there was some TV show, or TV channel, like back in the old tube TV days. That would play reruns of it, but it was the guy, you know, he'd go into town, he had a rifle, a cut down Winchester rifle. I forget which model. It was probably a 94. That's what all the Western shows used back in the day, because that was a very popular model, but unless it took place in 1894 or after, they wouldn't have had that, as you would imagine. But yeah, like, there was a whole bunch of legal issues because it was a cut-down rifle, but you can buy, they're called mare's legs, buy them all day long because they're called pistols. We're going to have to come through here again so we can kill them all. Run, no! Fucking bitch. That's sexist! Probably misogynist, too, because we're going to have to shoot her. Oh, you fucking asshole. Smack his skull. Stuck over here. Fuck! It's the sexist pistol. Oh god. Oh, you know, if I could play music, which I can't, that's a good band name. The Sexist Pistols. It's like, you got the Sex Pistols, and then you have the Sexist Pistols. Also, VP70. Can we check it? But it don't have... H&K in Germany. They're only like $600 even to this day. It's the first polymer framed pistol. Predates the Glock. No, but like I said, they're only $600. I found one at an overpriced gun shop for about $600. The one I saw had a little blemish on the slide, but that's no big deal. So long as it shoots good and isn't like rusted up and looks like shit, I do not have a problem with that. I'll take it. I'll take it off your hands, son. I've always wanted a VP70 because that's the Aliens pistol, and it looks really cool, and it's supposed to shoot pretty good as well. And it's got like a massive magazine. Gotta ban it! But yeah, always loved the H&K. H&K's a good brand in terms of firearms, but you gotta keep in mind though, they charge for it. H&K's ain't cheap, lads and lasses. They are not cheap. They command a high price. Even used, they command a high price. But I always recommend, if you want to find good guns, always shop around. Always, 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 always. If you want to find anything, always shop around. Because I do that. I do that. Back when I had more money, that's what I would do. You know, I'd go to Hawk Shops. Hawk Shops will give you a good price if you know where you're looking. Because you got to remember, Hawk Shops, they want to turn a profit. So they'll be just as overpriced if you let them be. Special kind of key is required. A special key. But yeah, you know, Hawk Shops, you can get a good deal if you look hard enough. And I found some good deals on occasion. A number of my pistols and one rifle came from a Hawk Shop. But you gotta be careful though. You gotta know what you're looking at when you do that, because you can easily get swindled. You can get swindled anywhere, but we gotta remember, at a Hawk Shop, they're there to turn a profit. You know, they're not there to be Mr. Friendly. They're there to make money. And that's the thing. You can easily get an overpriced gun at a Hawk Shop just like you can get at a regular gun shop. And that's always kind of the problem. That's always the thing. It's not getting swindled in real life, you know. I always try not to pay the actual real price of anything. I always try to find it on sale. Always try to find it when it's discounted. Because, you know, I save money. That's why I can do most of the things that I can do, you know. Is I look for the best price I possibly can. And, you know, that's what you gotta do. You gotta be smart. Know your enemy like you know yourself, and you will win 100 battles. As the old Sun Tzu like to say. I like the G.I. Joe one as well. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. I hate that more you know slogan, though. I like the G.I. Joe one or the Sun Tzu one. It was actually a fan who pointed out the Sun Tzu one is that G.I. Joe borrowed from Sun Tzu, which makes sense seeing as how it's G.I. Joe and all. G.I. Joe, that's another classic show that you wouldn't see these days. There's so many things you wouldn't see these days, sadly, because everything has to be so politically correct. I understand not being insulting. I understand showing everybody their due respect, but sometimes, well, all the time these days, they take it way too far. You know, to the point where they're just as bad as the people they're decrying. And it really is quite annoying. But then again, people are starting to get pissed off at that. Well, Leon looks kind of mad. He's like, yeah, fuck political correctness. It's like, some political correctness, okay, fine, I can understand. But, god damn it. Whatever happened to the concepts of, you know, not being a dumbass? You know, whatever happened to that? It's like dumbass shaming, right? It's like, god damn, you know, it's like, what has happened to people? I just don't understand why people want to be weak. It's like, no, you can't have any guns, can't learn how to fight, can't fight back. If you hit one of these desks a number of times, you can find a picture of Rebecca Chambers. See, the thing is, oh, she hits Claire.
It's good to see you're still among the living. It looks like we're not gonna find your brother here after all.
Not until Code Veronica.
There's no reason for us to stay any longer than necessary. Let's split up, look for any survivors, and get out of here.
And get the hell out.
Right.
One last thing. Here's a radio. Take it.
Shouldn't you have given that to her earlier?
That way we can keep in touch if anything happens.
Although, actually, the cutscene that we missed, they almost got hit by a big-ass truck, so there's that. A zombified truck driver. One thing I found funny is he's very judgmental when he looks at these desks. Like saying, oh, they're cluttered, and shows a messy personality and stuff like that. It's like, come on, Leon, you're one to talk, Mr. Anime Hair. He had like fucking, had like the hair of something. Oh yeah, he looked kind of like, what the hell's his name? Not Virgil, that was the other guy. Shows you how much I've played Devil May Cry. And I have the first game on PS2, because got that. I think I got that at the half-price bookstore. Or maybe that was at GameStop when they were liquidating their PS2 stock. I forget. There might have been something else in there. In fact, I can guarantee you there is. I think there's a shotgun in there. Let's do a RoboCop turn and see if there is. Or if she's still gonna be in there or not. Or if she'll just teleport away. No, she is! Sweet. Da-da-da! Okay. There are various devices. This must be where they gathered information. Okay. I don't... Oh yeah, we can open it. I was wondering if we could open it. Alright, I will grab the shotness. Wait a minute, can that hold 5? Yeah, I can. Okay, I don't think there's enough room in that tube, but what... No, you could probably cram 4 in there, and keep 1 in the chamber. Because it's like with a regular shotgun, you can hold 5 in the tube and 1 up his nose, as Gramps would say. All right, let's fall back to that room, drop off the shit, and keep searching. But yeah, you know, it's like I don't even know what I was talking about. I got distracted by the games, by the gams. Yeah, once again, you know, it's just amazing to see how stupid people can be these days. It's like, oh, gaming is sexist. Well, wasn't that a woman we just talked to just now? You know, and she was a strong female character. And do you know what these video games are, or do you like worship them as gods? I always like to say that because I think of 40K, how they literally worship their machines. And I always like get this mental image of like a tech priest praying to an iPod. Not that people even use iPods anymore, you know, because they've been rendered obsolete due to phones. But yeah, it's like they know so little about about what they're talking about that literally they worship it as though it's a living god. It's one of the worst insults I can think of. Goes to show you my priority when it comes to insults. Okay, I think you might call it an episode here, just because we're going to be going into another area. Let's drop this shit off real quick. Because we're going to be going into a whole other area once we get the key, because the unicorn medal allows us to get a key. So, in the event, I'm GeneralLotz. Can wish you good Resident Evil 6, Operation Raccoon City, wherever makes you happy.